Today, we're going to talk about how a solo exterior cleaning business closes 80 to 90% of its estimates. My name is Anastasia, and I'm a customer success manager here at QuoteIQ. What that means is I help our customers feel successful in the platform. I help them by doing trainings, answering any questions that they may have, and being there for them as they set up with QuoteIQ. Now, let's talk about Rising Tide Property Solutions and the conversation that we had with them. Rising Tide can build an estimate in under 5 minutes from an aerial view. 80 to 90% of their estimates turn into jobs, and they've had 170 estimates since launch. 140 invoices have been sent, and they spend about 5 hours a week on admin and follow-up. They've been with QuoteIQ for over 2 years since their business began. Rising Tide Property Solutions serves Richmond, Virginia, with exterior cleaning, house washing, roofs, decks, patios, and porches, plus wood staining and sealing. Tyson is the owner and operator, and he's a one-person shop by choice at this point, rather than by circumstance. A little over 2 years ago, he aims to have a full day booked 5 days a week. Bigger jobs run a couple of days, smaller ones he can stack 2 or 3 into a day, averaging about 5 jobs a week. Why did Tyson choose QuoteIQ? He had used plenty of CRMs in previous roles, so he knew what one was worth before he had a single customer. While researching which trade to enter, watching tutorials on techniques and chemicals, he kept seeing QuoteIQ, and he researched a lot of options before committing. Some were bigger, more established names. He chose QuoteIQ because it was clearly built around pressure washing and exterior cleaning, where most platforms are built for service businesses generally and spread across handyman, plumbing, and everything else. But still, the deal for Tyson was having a human on the other end of the line. Within a couple days of signing up, someone called and walked him through the entire software one-on-one. Tyson had assumed he'd be one sign up in thousands and get nothing personal at all. The depth of that call surprised him, and it's what locked in his commitment. He has rarely needed to call since, because the app has been largely self-explanatory, but knowing that first impression was real is what he brings up when other owners ask him about QuoteIQ. As far as estimating goes, the estimating tool is the piece that Tyson calls the most important part of the software for his business. He drops in an address, works from the aerial view, and takes his perimeter and area measurements right there. Because he's already locked his own square foot rates into the system, pricing is plug and play once he has the dimensions. An estimate takes about 5 minutes. He is candid that it's not universal. When tree cover hides a roof line, deck, or patio, he still schedules a visit to see the full scope of work. Tyson's close rate is very impressive. He's made 170 estimates and 140 invoices. He doesn't have to guess his conversion rate because of this. He gets to read off his own numbering. He's around estimate 170 and invoice 140 since launching, which puts him in the 80 to 90% range. He says it's very rare for a quote to get turned down. That is a striking number in a trade where homeowners routinely collect 3 bids. Fast, accurate, professional-looking quotes based off real measurements are what produce it, and every one of them is logged in one place and he can audit at any time. Alongside cleaning, Tyson stains and seals wood, decks, fences, and porches, and that work has a built-in return cycle. Consumer testing shows solid stains generally last 3 to 5 years on a deck, semi-transparent finishes about 2 to 3, and clear sealers often need redoing annually. A customer record with the finish and date in it turns it into a schedule instead of a guess, which is exactly what follow-ups and reminders are for. If you ask Tyson what has improved most, it's keeping track of everything. He describes himself as an organized person who needs systems, and QuoteIQ became the one that he runs on. A couple of times a day, he opens it and works through his estimates and invoices like a checklist. Who needs a follow-up, what is outstanding, and what is still open. About 5 hours a week covers it all, including chasing leads and logging expenses. For a solo operator, that discipline is the whole back office. Now, 2 years into his business, he's still on the tool that he started with. Tyson has never run his business on anything else. He started on QuoteIQ and now works on the Pro plan. And the combination of trade-specific estimating, personal onboarding call, and a system he actually checks twice daily has produced a conversion rate most contractors would envy. When he is asked what he would tell another exterior cleaning owner weighing it up, he keeps coming back to the same 2 things: the service he got and the fact that it was built for people who do this work. Here are some of the tools that Rising Tide leans on. He uses the aerial measurement tool to take perimeter and area measurements from an aerial map instead of walking the property. Instant estimates, so square foot rates are preloaded, so pricing is plug and play once you have the dimensions. The customer hub, every estimate, invoice, and customer in one place so we can audit it twice a day. Follow-ups, and bring staining customers back when the finish is done. Invoicing, turn an accepted quote into a professional invoice and track what is unpaid. He could book a full 5 days, including those multi-day jobs. Job costing, he's able to log expenses and see what a job actually made after chemicals and time. Text blasts, reaching out to customers with seasonal offers when cleaning season comes around, and the review multiplier, turning that high close rate into reviews that bring the next referral in.